When Feijutu's jade shovel was shoveling on the soil of the flower bed where sword soul grass was located, a white ring of light waved strangely around the sword soul grass, and at the same time, there was an abnormal energy fluctuating around him. Feijutu's face changed greatly, and he hurriedly backed away. The old lady and the other void returned. Stage 2 Layer Saint Yuan surging, enclosing the 4 Saint King Realm Juniors under their protection. At the moment, sword soul grass, which was straight as a sword, was suddenly twisted, and in the blink of eye disappeared. Instead, the endless dazzling light burst out, and the light formed in blossoming clouds with different colors and wrapped the crowd. After 2 breaths of time, the surrounding environment has undergone tremendous changes. Looking around, there are no lofts and cabins that they have seen before. There are no flower beds and sword soul grass in front of them, and there are no exotic flowers and plants for viewing. There are nothing but a chaotic sky and a strange earth. And the position where everyone is now is as if standing in the cloud. In every directions are all clouds of different colors and sizes, and there is nothing else. Formation. Feijutu's complexion was blue, and at this time, he knew that the sword soul grass he saw before was just a trap. Once the sword soul grass was touched, this formation would appear immediately, trapping people in it. It was just that the level of skillfulness far exceeded everyone's imagination. 8 people present here, and almost no one saw the flaw. Only Xianxia shouted at the last moment as a reminder, but the shout was too late. Thinking of this, Feijutu looked at Xianxia with a puzzled look. He didn't seem to understand how he saw the flaws. After all, even the 4 void return stages were unaware. Xianxia naturally knew what he was thinking, and took the initiative to say without waiting for his inquiry, "The juniors have done a little research on pharmacology. Since the color of Xianxian grass was purple just now, the age of the medicine must be very high. The scent emitted will have a slight spicy sensation, stimulating people's sense of smell like an invisible sword blade." Feijutu's expression was surprised, but he didn't ask anymore. Now that this trap has been triggered, he is surrounded by the formation. It doesn't make any sense to ask these questions. He turned to Kaihe and Ducici and asked, "You are more proficient in the formation method. Do you see any flaws?" Ducici and Kaihe watched carefully after the clouds began to shine around, and Ducici's face was ugly. "If the juniors are right, this should be a kind of ancient array, splitting the clouds. The formation is a long-lost formation." The junior also thinks so. Kaihe nodded and agreed with Ducici's conjecture. Split cloud array. Feijutu glanced the other void return stage. His face was blank, and he didn't seem to have heard of this formation. He quickly asked, "Is this array difficult to crack? What kind of power is there?" Ducici smiled bitterly. "Let's not talk about its cracking method first. Juniors talk about its formation principle. Do you see the clouds around you?" "Naturally. This cloud does not seem to be an illusion, nor is it made up of any energy. It is very strange," the old man named Xianxia said first. "Because they are all real clouds." Ducici said something startling. "What?" Feijutu and other people's faces changed greatly. "You say they are real clouds?" "Yes, the reason why the split cloud array is lost is because the arrangement of this array requires the refining of the clouds in the sky. Nowadays, the most powerful martial artist on Sadode Star does not have such ability. Naturally, it is impossible to arrange this formation array, refining the clouds in the sky." It is Feijutu and others who are well informed and stunned by Ducici's remarks, which is unacceptable. In the end, what kind of powerful person can have such a terrifying method, and even the clouds in the sky can be refined, which is simply incredible. Ducici turned a blind eye to their ugly expressions and continued to say, "Refining the clouds is just the first step. The people in the formation will fuse the energy of various attributes in the clouds, and then extract the spirits of monsters and be integrated into them, so these were originally dead. The clouds of things have the effect of changing attacks. The clouds in the splitting cloud array can all be transformed into cloud beasts. The level of the monster beast extracted by the people in the array is different, and the levels of the cloud beasts are also different, but these cloud beasts, regardless of level, it is extremely difficult to be killed. You mean these things will change? Feijitu's fingers fluttered around the countless clouds of different colors. The expression was ugly to the extreme. No need for Du Cece to answer. When Feijitu asked this sentence, the dozen or so clouds scattered around the crowd suddenly twisted and wriggled, and at the next moment, they became a demon with a different shape but ugly appearance. The appearance of the beast is that these cloud beasts have no flesh and blood. They are all composed of clouds, but they integrate a lot of pure energy, which is stronger than the real monsters. After everyone's spiritual mind swept through the bodies of cloud beast, after being aware of the energy fluctuations emitted by them, Du Cece patted the towering chest with a white face, and fortunately said, "It seems that we are lucky. They are all cloud beasts with only the most powerful 9-step strength." No, she is not fortunate. Since this formation array was laid down in the ancient times, who knows the means of set-up formation? In case 1 or 2 10-step cloud beasts are left here, everyone will be buried here. Feijitu and others can't fight against the 10-step monster even if they are against the sky. It is the equivalent of the Void King. Just entering the ancient ruins, and already fell into such a formation. Everyone suddenly felt heavy in their hearts. Naturally, didn't dare to be scornful. Feijitu screamed, "Do girl and Kai boy try to break the formation array, leave these cloud beasts to us to deal with." Yes. Kai-he and Du Cece quickly nodded, knowing that it was time to play their role, and they were refreshed immediately. Feijitu glanced at Yang Kai and the reticent Lian Guang again. "You also take good care of yourself, but don't accidentally fall here." Yang Kai nodded gently, and Lian Guang said nothing, but he took out puppets that were the size of a palm from his space ring. These puppets looked beautiful and refined, and he refined them with a wave of his hand. The puppets sprinkled out, and immediately the Saint Yuan shot out, pouring into the puppets exactly. At the next moment, these puppets suddenly became bigger, and Yang Kai's eyes lit up, surprised. For the first time, he saw someone practicing the puppet technique, and even as a Saint King 3-layer, these puppets driven by him all exuded the energy fluctuation of Saint King 2-layer. The number is about 5 or 6, the shape is not the same, the size is different, the small one is like a snake, and the big one is like a house. Each one looks like a big one, and it is definitely powerful. Yang Kai immediately understood that the reason why the Lian clan spread its prestige and enjoys a high reputation, and indeed it is not that it was given but they are in the reputation. Even with Lian Guang's hand alone, it can be invincible among the martial artists at the same level. Even if it was a void return stage, they may not have the opportunity to escape. On the other side, Feijitu had already sacrificed his own blue jade bowl, and the round bowl suddenly turned into a size of a dozen feet or so. The blue light gushing out, wrapping the cloud beast, the 9-step cloud beast that hadn't had time to attack, was wrapped in it in a flash. The blue light was recovered, ignoring the struggling howl of the 9-step cloud beast, and it was also put into the blue jade bowl. Yang Kai, who looked at it this time, froze, suddenly realizing that he had underestimated the power of this blue jade bowl. At the same time, old man named Xianxia whispered. A cane-like treasure appeared out of thin air. His arm waved in a sudden. The cane suddenly turned into a shadow of the sky, and attacked towards the cloud beast, and the old woman drove a piece like a net-like treasure. The large net spreads out and emits a dazzling 3-color light, which not only makes the cloud beast covered by the light slowly, but also has some unspeakable killing-off effects. When a few people shot, they completely angered the cloud beasts. The sound of the beast roar came out. Except the 9-step cloud beast taken away by the blue jade bowl was still missing. The remaining few were all viciously facing this. As the beating came, the beast shadow did not arrive, and a beam of energy squirted out of their beast mouth, hitting this side overwhelmingly. This scene changed the face of Feijitu and others slightly, and the blue jade bowl turned again, emitting azure light from it, covering Kai-he and Du Cece for protection. "Brother, when Do girl and Kai boy will be handed to you?" Feijitu left his blue jade bowl and told the male martial artist to avoid return stage 2-layer. The majestic Saint Yuan broke out toward the cloud beast. Xianxia held the secret treasure of the cane and the old man, followed by the old lady. Three people become like a horns and instantly rushed the 7 or 8 cloud beasts. And the strong man of void return stage standing on the spot remained motionless, and seeing Du Cece and Kai He standing silly on the spot side and said, "Not yet broken?" Oh. Kai He and Du Cece recovered, and the two took out a piece of specialized tools from their own space at the same time, hit the Saint Yuan and spilled it around. Yang Kai glanced at them and saw that they were already delving into this beaming cloud array. After spending time with Yang Yan for a long time, he naturally knew that the things the two had just spread out were called matrix and the base, which would be used not only when setting up the array, but also when breaking the array. And if this kind of thing is refined, even people who are not proficient in formation can use it to form formations. Yang Kai had wanted Yang Yan to refine several powerful formation array for him, but he couldn't find the opportunity in time. It seemed that after going back this time, he had asked for her help. Although the formation method arranged with the array is not as powerful as the orthodox formation, it cannot use 10% of the power, but it can be recovered. As long as the array is not damaged, it can be used unlimitedly. For Yang Kai who travel frequently, it is undoubtedly a good thing. To be continued.